Good morning, sisters. Just a few notes before we begin this week, since things are a little different. The chanters will intone the antiphon for each of the psalms, and we can join in the singing of those antiphons. When we then we'll sit down for the recitation of the psalms. We will not be chanting the psalms today. Side 1 is St. Joseph's side. So choir 1, you are on that side. We can join in the singing as the lamentations and the lessons are sung. We can join in the singing of the letters of the alphabet as we have in the past. We can also join in the singing of the Jerusalem, Jerusalem. And we will also join in the singing of the Christus Factus. So everything is as it usually is, with the exception of we'll be reciting the Psalms. Okay, thank you.
For our sake, God made him to be sin, who knew no sin, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God.
Save me, O God, for the waters have risen to my neck. I have sunk into the mud of the deep, and there is no foothold. I have entered the waters of the sea, and the waves overwhelm me. I am wearied with all my crying. My throat is parched. My eyes are wasted away from looking for my God. More numerous than the hairs on my head are those who hate me without cause, those who attack me with lies are too much for my strength. How can I restore what I have never stolen? O God, you know my sinful folly. My sins you can see. Let those who hope in you not be put to shame. Through me, Lord of hosts. Let not those who seek you be dismayed. Through me, God of Israel. It is for you that I suffer taunts, that shame covers my face, that I have become a stranger to my brothers and to my sisters, an alien to my own mother's children. I burn with zeal for your house, and taunts against you fall on me. When I afflict my soul with fasting, they make it a taunt against me. When I put on sackcloth in mourning, then they make me a byword, the gossip of those at the gates, the subject of drunkards' songs. This is my prayer to you, my prayer for your favor. In your great love, answer me, O God, with your help that never fails. Rescue me from sinking in the mud. Save me from my foes. Save me from the waters of the deep, lest the waves overwhelm me. Do not let the deep engulf me, nor death close its mouth on me. Lord, answer, for your love is kind. In your compassion, turn towards me. Do not hide your face from your servant. Answer quickly, for I am in distress. Come close to my soul and redeem me. Ransom me, pressed by my foes. You know how they taunt and deride me. My oppressors are all before you. Taunts have broken my heart. I have reached the end of my strength. I looked in vain for compassion, for consolers, not one could I find. For food they gave me poison, in my thirst they gave me vinegar to drink. Let their table be a snare to them, and their festive banquets a trap. Let their eyes grow dim and blind. Let their limbs tremble and shake. Pour out your anger upon them. Let the heat of your fury overtake them. Let their camp be left desolate. Let no one dwell in their tents. For they persecute one whom you struck. They increase the pain of one you wounded. Charge them with guilt upon guilt. Let them never be found just in your sight. Blot them out from the book of the living. Do not enroll them among the just. As for me, in my poverty and pain, let your help, O God, lift me up. I will praise God's name with a song. I will glorify him with thanksgiving, a gift pleasing God more than oxen, more than beasts prepared for sacrifice. The poor, when they see it, will be glad, and God-seeking hearts will revive. For the Lord listens to the needy and does not spurn his servants in their chains. Let the heavens and the earth give him praise, the sea and all its living creatures. For God will bring help to Zion and rebuild the cities of Judah, and all shall dwell there in possession. The heirs of his servants shall inherit it. Those who love his name shall dwell there.
For our sake, God made him to be sin, who knew no sin, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. The beginning of the lamentations of Jeremiah the prophet. How lonely she is now, the once crowded city. Jerusalem, return to the Lord your God.
On the Mount of Olives, he prayed to the Father.
Father,
if it is possible, let this cup pass away from me. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. In Jesus, we have a great high priest, who has pierced the heavens. He shares fully in our weakness, except that he never sinned.
O God, save me by your name. By your power, uphold my cause. O God, hear my prayer. Listen to the words of my mouth. For the proud have risen against me. The ruthless seek my life. They have no regard for God. But I have God for my help. The Lord upholds my life. Let the evil recoil upon my foes. You who are faithful, destroy them. I will sacrifice to you with willing heart and praise your name, for it is good. For you have rescued me from all my distress, and my eyes have seen the downfall of my foes.
In Jesus, we have a great high priest, who has pierced the heavens. He shares fully in our weakness, except that he never sinned. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, return to the Lord your God.
My soul is sad even unto death.
Wait here and watch with me.
Now you will see the crowd that will surround me. You shall flee, and I shall be sacrificed for you. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man will be betrayed into the hands of sinners. By patience we share in the suffering of Christ, and so become partakers in his kingdom.
O God, listen to my prayer. Do not hide from my pleading. Attend to me and reply. With my cares I cannot rest. I tremble at the shouts of the foe, at the cries of the wicked, for they bring down evil upon me. They assail me with fury. My heart is stricken within me. Death's terror is on me. Trembling and fear fall upon me, and horror overwhelms me. Oh, that I had wings like a dove, to fly away and be at rest. So I would escape far away and take refuge in the desert. I would hasten to find a shelter from the raging wind, from the destructive storm, O Lord, and from their plotting tongues. For I can see nothing but violence and strife in the city. Night and day they patrol, high on the city walls. It is full of wickedness and evil. It is full of sin. Its streets are never free from tyranny and deceit. If this had been done by an enemy, I could bear those taunts. If a rival had risen against me, I could hide from view. But it is you, my own companion, my intimate friend. We walked together in harmony in the house of God. May death fall suddenly upon them. Let them go to the grave, for wickedness dwells in their homes and deep in their hearts. As for me, I will cry to God, and the Lord will save me. Evening, morning, and at noon, I will cry and lament. He will deliver my soul in peace in the attack against me. For those who fight me are many, but he hears my voice. God will hear and will humble them, the eternal judge, for they will not amend their ways. They have no fear of God. The traitor has turned against all friends, has broken promises, with speech softer than butter, but war in the heart. The words are smoother than oil, but they are naked swords. Entrust your cares to the Lord, and He will support you. He will never allow the just one to stumble. But you, O God, will bring them down to the pit of death. Deceitful and bloodthirsty foes shall not live half their days. O Lord, I trust in you.
By patience we share in the suffering of Christ, and so become partakers in His kingdom. The foe stretched out his hand to all her treasures. She has seen these nations enter her sanctuary, whom you forbade to come into your assembly. All her people sigh and long for provisions. They gave their treasures for food to retain the breath of life. Look, O Lord, and see how worthless, lifeless I have become. Come, all you who pass by the way, look and see whether there is any suffering like my suffering, which has been dealt me when the Lord afflicted me on the day of His blazing wrath. From on high He sent fire down into my very frame. He spread a net for my feet and overthrew me. He left me desolate in pain all the day. No. He has kept watch over my sins. By His hand they have been plaited. They have settled about my neck.
Jerusalem, Jerusalem, return to the Lord your God.
There was in him no stately bearing,
to make us look at him, nor appearance that would attract us to him. This is he who has borne our sins and who grieves for us. But he was pierced for our offenses. By his stripes we are healed. Yet it was our infirmities that he bore, our sufferings that he endured. This one command I give you, that you love each other, just as I have been loving you.
I trusted even when I said, I am sorely afflicted, and when I said in my alarm, no one can be trusted. My vows to the Lord I will fulfill before all his people. O precious in the eyes of the Lord is the death of his faithful. Your servant, Lord, your servant am I. You have loosened my bonds. A thanksgiving sacrifice I make. I will call on the Lord's name. My vows to the Lord I will fulfill before all his people, in the courts of the house of the Lord, in your midst, O Jerusalem.
This one command I give you, that you love each other, just as I have been loving you.
Remember how for 40 years now, God has directed all your journeying in the desert so as to test you by affliction and find out whether or not it was your intention to keep the commandments. God therefore let you be afflicted with hunger and then fed you with manna, a food unknown to you and your ancestors, in order to show you that not by bread alone do you live, but by every word that comes forth from the mouth of God. Be careful not to forget your God and then become haughty of heart and unmindful of God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, that place of slavery, who guided you through the vast and terrible desert with its seraph serpents and scorpions, its parched and waterless ground, who brought forth water for you from the flinty rock and fed you in the desert with manna, a food unknown to your ancestors, that you might be afflicted and tested. But God also makes you prosperous in the end. Otherwise, you might say to yourselves, "It is my own power and the strength of my own hand that has obtained for me this wealth." Remember then, it is God who gives you the power to acquire wealth by fulfilling, as has now been done, the covenant which was promised to your ancestors. Look down, we beseech you, O God, upon this your family, for whom your Son, Jesus Christ, did not hesitate to be delivered into the hands of his enemies and to suffer the torments of the cross.